Dorothy Rayburn, 71, moved through her kitchen 3 weeks after burying Vernon, her husband of 40 years. She poured coffee into 2 mugs. Old habits die hard. Vernon served 2 tours in Vietnam, came home with medals he rarely spoke about, and together they'd built this life in their Riverside County. Oregon home since 1983. His rose garden, 1 bush planted each anniversary, bloomed outside as Dorothy tended it, talking softly to him as if he might still hear. But Dorothy's peaceful morning was about to shatter. Professional squatters had been watching, scanning obituaries, pulling property records, noting her isolation. At 2 a.m., glass shattered. 3 strangers broke in: Garrett Walsh, Brianna, and Travis. They had forged leases, fake documents, practiced confidence. When police arrived, the officers said it was a civil matter. Dorothy would need months to evict them legally. They escorted her from her own home. Standing on the sidewalk at 3 a.m. with nowhere to go, Dorothy remembered a yellowed paper in her purse. Vernon had made her keep it 40 years ago. Leon Briggs, Iron Ridge. If anything happens and you need help, call this man. He'll come. Leon had saved Vernon's life in Vietnam in '68, and Vernon had returned the favor. That kind of debt doesn't expire, Dorothy called. Leon answered, listened, and within hours, 28 members of the Iron Ridge Riders gathered. But this wasn't about violence, it was about strategy. Hitch, a former attorney, led them. We do this smart. No laws broken. We use their system against them. By dawn, 6 Harley-Davidsons lined Willow Creek Road. The bikers sat on the public sidewalk with lawn chairs, coffee, and unblinking vigilance. They weren't threatening, just present, watching, documenting everything. By day 2, there were 20 bikers. Patriotic music played at legal volumes. Neighbors brought food. News cameras arrived. Meanwhile, Diana, a paralegal, filed emergency motions citing elder abuse and veteran protections. Kevin tracked the squatters' social media. They were bragging about the crime online, posting videos mocking Dorothy, creating their own evidence. They found Garrett had done this 7 times before across 3 states. Travis had an outstanding warrant in Nevada. The bikers maintained their legal, visible presence 24/7. The psychological pressure mounted. The squatters couldn't move without being filmed, watched, documented. On day 3, they tried to flee with Dorothy's belongings, including Vernon's military trunk. Police arrived as they loaded the truck. All 3 were arrested for theft. Travis's warrant sealed his fate. The community had won, but the work wasn't finished. Dorothy testified before the state legislature. Vernon's law passed, closing loopholes that professional squatters exploited. The Iron Ridge Riders created the Veteran Guardian Program, expanding nationwide to protect vulnerable homeowners. 6 months later, Dorothy's home filled with life again, monthly gatherings with the bikers who'd become family. She'd expanded Vernon's Rose Garden into a memorial for fallen veterans. She mentored other elderly homeowners facing similar nightmares, her voice carrying the authority of survival. Each morning, Dorothy still poured 2 cups of coffee. But now when Leon arrived, that second cup wasn't sitting empty as a memorial. It was waiting for him. The promise kept. The family that showed up and stayed. The lesson was clear. Justice delayed doesn't have to mean justice denied. When ordinary people refuse to accept injustice, when they show up with patience, discipline, and determination to do things right, they can change systems. Family isn't just blood. It's who shows up when it matters most.